I get comfort from that idea because it makes me see that even if really awesome things happen, I didn't cause it, it just happened, so I can't be really.
But what you're saying there sounds slightly different to me. If really awesome things happen, I didn't cause it, sounds like I've got no control. And I don't mean this in a bad way, because there are people who believe that your steps are ordered for you,
right.
like as in it's a predestined kind of future we're walking into. Whereas to think, is that what you're saying, or is what you're saying that there are so many environmental issues that come up in this one situation, there are many things out of my control? Because that's slightly different, because that whole kind of predestination, I have no control, that means in theory I can walk down the Princess Street, put my hands over my eyes and walk across the street because it was predestined for me. Whereas my thing is I can take some of my own intellect and observations and still control somewhat of my walking across the across the road.
What happens if the all-powerful being knew that in your personality was that ability to question, and so they knew that you would therefore walk out in Princess Street with your eyes across your road, and they had already chosen which number bus was going to hit you?
But that's what I'm saying. That's predestination, kind of that I have no control over my thing.
Right, because I think in the way I think about it is you wouldn't put your hands over your eyes and walk in front of the bus, because of things that happened to you in your past, like that's how I would see it.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that, fate, like I know, like everything to the end of time is just going to play out the way it is. Because I don't know, there's that thing called entropy that that maybe there is some sort of randomness in it. But like I don't know how much we as humans can alter that.
So would it be fair to say that you are in the initial stages of starting to break through to the next level of where you want to be as a musician? I mean, profile-wise?
Oh.
You've just had opportunities on things like RNZ, and you're getting opportunities outside sort of the local music scene. You're starting to, it would appear, stretch a bit further. Would it say that this is the time of your life that's starting to come?
Well, that is the trajectory that I am hoping for. I've got an EP coming out next month, and I'd love for people to hear it. So I hope so. That's sort of where I'm. So then
my question to you, talking about this, I didn't do that, is why are these positive things starting to happen to you now?
To now?
Yeah.
I don't know exactly the reason why, but I can tell you things that have helped me get here.
Yeah, totally.
My family have been so supportive.
Who's that? Who's your whānau? Who's in there?
I've got my mum and my dad and my brother, and so they've been so supportive of me as a musician, because being a musician is a crazy career. Yeah, it's a weird industry, super weird, and it takes a long time to get anything done, and all those sorts of things. I've been very patient. So I'm very grateful to them, to all my music teachers, and also the university. I worked a lot with Graham Downs.
And you studied music at university?
Yes, I did. Yeah, so I did undergraduate, then I did my honours in studio production and contemporary composition.
Oh, cool.
And then I did my master's in performance. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I got that to thank. Yeah. And I've met a wonderful mentor. Her name's Paula Yearman, and she works for a PR company in Auckland, and she's really helped me to connect with really awesome producers that have brought out things in my music that wouldn't have been brought out if I hadn't met them, and all those sorts of things.
Having a mentor who also works in PR is pretty handy.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Well, she's doing the PR for my EP coming up. So it's awesome to have her, and she's so helpful and so honest, and her honesty has really helped me. I brought some music to her about 6 months ago, and she was like, it can be better. And so I met some new people, and it is now, I think. I think her honesty really helped me to break everything that I was doing down and start again in a lot of ways, and find a new perspective. Yeah, plenty of things. Everything in my life, I think, has led me to
How much of it do you think... I'm sorry, I'm still on this kick about how much control we have. It's interesting.
I love... This is really... I've had... I remember I was at a party, and I said that was my view, and the party was going really well, and then everybody got really upset because
What,
they wanted to have control.
That you kind of had no control.
Yeah, they were like, I don't like that thought. I love having control. And I was like, oh, it brings me so much comfort to not have control.
Well, so
it was really funny.
So then my question is then, how much of it is purely you and your skill set? I mean, obviously you're a skilled musician and you're including singing, etc. So you have no control, but you have skills that still make that outcome possible. So how much of it is you and how much of it is this entropy around you that you've got no control of?
Well,
because I couldn't do what you're doing because I don't have the same voice or musical ability. So there must be something about you,
right,
that is in the equation. And if there is something about you, sure, you've at least got control of that. And you've got control of your performance and your music writing ability and all that side of it.
Mm-hmm. I think because of what's happened before in my life. So, for example, I told mum and dad I wanted to do music when I was 2. I was like, that's what I want to do. And they were like, cool, whatever. It's probably not going to do that. But, they were like, cool. And then started piano lessons, started singing lessons. They were great. They never sort of told me that sounds bad, even when it really, really sounded really, really bad. And I know upon reflection on listening to videos. And from that, I think I've created a skill set that I wouldn't have had if I had a family that was like, don't do music, you can't make money from it, and that sounds really bad, So although that might have encouraged me, I might have been a rebel and been like, yes, I'm going to do it, and I might be even better now, who knows. But, so that's the journey that I've had, and that's why I have the skills that I have, I guess. And I'm really grateful that I have them. And I can see exactly where they came from in a lot of ways,